Well, there's obviously something out there. Now, this... Really, do you think it's a living thing? Do you think it... I mean, you were saying before that it could be a trick of the mind.
Could be a trick of the mind.
You know...
But the mind doesn't leave...
It doesn't leave footprints.
I know. This is what gets me. Yeah. Because it's things like that when I'm about ready to just say, forget this is nonsense. I have found prints. I found, you could look this up on YouTube. I did a video 3 years ago called Hopewell. You can look up Skunk Ape Footprints Hopewell. And there was this tributary that went out to this little creek off of a horse trail. And when I was coming back from the tributary, I found this huge print. And I remember the shape of it. I got photographs of it. I got video of it. And on one of your videos that you took out on the swamp, when you, I think Kevin calls you over.
Oh man, you gotta see this print. Granted, it's not a big, long print, but look how round these toes are. It's straight in. Look how deep and how wide this heel is.
And you come up, and as you approach, and that print becomes visible, I stood up, even though I was home alone, and I pointed at the computer, and I said, that's the same damn print. A screenshot of that compared to a screenshot of the one I took 3 years ago, about 40 miles south. It's the same animal that left that print. And that's what keeps me going, is when you find things like that, then that was a moment where I just said, I know now that this thing has got to be real.
Well, just less than 48 hours ago, I looked at your video online of that.
Oh, you did?
I looked it up and I looked at it. I noticed the shape of that foot's exactly the same shape as this foot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's either the individual or one of his close relatives.
Well, yeah, or it's the population have similar, but I've also found thin, narrow footprints. I have found,
smaller,
wide, fat ones.
In the northwestern Pacific Bigfoot, but you can definitely see the toes. There's no doubt about that. See the outline, as you can see also. Display of the toes through the sand. It comes down in through here, through the arch, the heel, and goes around. 1, 2. Appears to be a gap, a wider gap between the big toe and the toe next to it, which would be consistent with something that has never worn shoes. People that wear shoes are toes.
I found some that were worn. They've been there a while because a small animal had done its business in the print. So it had been there a while, and it was kind of worn, but it was leading down to a creek bed. And one of my critics, I have many, said that I had just simply taken my shoe off and stepped it in the ground. Well, if I'm using my foot to fake prints, how come I have a different variety of sizes?
Yeah.
My foot doesn't change size.
Right.
Plus, I've got for my size, I have a small foot. Like a goat's foot or something. I wear a size 9 shoe, and that's it. So there's no way I could replicate some mammoth size of shoe print, footprint.